Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the Hawthorne effect, sunk cost effect, framing effect, and CHAID. Okay, so these actually just I would like to say very simple things, but hopefully it will be useful for you in your company. Okay. Okay. So do you know what is Hawthorne effect? Hawthorne effect. Is there someone who know about the Hawthorne effect? Is there no one? Okay, Hawthorne effect. You all of you already faced the Hawthorne effect, but you just don't know that that is actually the Hawthorne effect. Halter effect, we call it as a confounding behavior. It's like something like this one. Look at that one. Possible explanation for position in intervention studies. What will happen, The Halter effect is something like this one. The worker, okay, suddenly becomes so productive when they are being observed by someone else. So in here, you know what? There was a confounding effect that when someone is actually being, I would like to say, observed. You know what? He or she usually will be more diligent than usual or be more productive than usual. Isn't it common in your company? Isn't it common, everyone? All of you face about the Hawthorne effect, right? Or do you know, for example, like something like this one, okay? Hawthorne effect, it's like the conveyor, the speed is the same, the number of operator is kind of the same, but you know what? This is actually very weird. How come? You know what? One day the productivity jump very high, but the other day is actually like there is nothing. I mean, like it's so low, but they actually don't change anything. Okay, but the one that's actually different is actually when they check, the productivity become high. When they don't check, the productivity become low. Okay, is there someone who has experience about the Hawthorne effect? Is there?
Yes po. Yes po.
Can you tell me, sir? Is it you? Are you
Yeah,
the one who are you the observer or the one who is being observed?
observer.
Okay, so you're observer, and what happened with your workers?
Actually, normally our workers are subcontracted.
Okay,
So
yes.
whenever there is no direct supervisor coming from the same company, which normally observes their activity, they
Okay.
have very low productivity. Their
Okay.
productivity is very low.
Okay. And then?
So yeah, we decided that whenever we take like a subcontracted package, we include the supervisor as well.
Okay. 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 Yes, it's actually like the Hawthorne effect. Something that is actually it's very weird. You don't change anything, but the one that you change is just the observation, and suddenly you become so productive. Yeah, just like what you explained to us, sir. Any other but how will you measure the productivity, sir? The number of uh the number of the output or what in the worker side?
Actually,
Uh-huh.
actually the progress of because we are project based. So
I
it's
know,
like
the
the
time, right?
percentage.
The time or the percentage. Okay, okay, okay. The percentage. Okay, okay. So that's how you measure. Okay, really good, really good. Any other I would like to say any other examples in the
Yes,
company?
to Kyogi,
Yes.
during process audits or surprise observations or Gemba walks.
Okay, and then can you
And
explain?
then
Uh-huh.
suddenly the processing time becomes faster
Yeah.
because
Yes,
when you do
correct.
audits, right? So you're
Yes.
going to observe, and
Yes.
then suddenly, oh, they're doing it faster now. I thought they were
Yes, yes,
doing
yes.
it slower.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah, so
yes. Yes. That is actually like the magic of the Hawthorne effect. That's why I would like to introduce everyone about this time Hawthorne effect. For me, you know what? For me, I don't know, but I know I don't have any other experiences like except in the school that I don't know. Every time when I check, every time when I check the students thesis, like suddenly like they suddenly they become like wow so nice and so on, but when I say like okay I trust you and so on, but usually it's like the result is not the not in my expectation. Okay, but anyway, Halter effect is actually very common for athletes too. I used to be an athlete, so I know the effect of the Halter effect, when my when my coach when my coach is here, and then I mean I don't know, for some people you will feel intimidated, but for me, when my coach is just next to me, I feel safe, so I feel like my productivity, or like I would like to say my performance, is like usually much better. So I don't know. For some people, you feel intimidated, but for me, I usually feel that it's safe. Look at this one. See, when they are being, when you don't observe them, they just like like this one. If when you observe them, they become so productive. I think this is quite common. You know what? If you have a position in a company, you can use your Hawthorne effect. Observe your workers. Okay, keep observing your workers. I think your the productivity will high. Or like my professor in the past, he always asked me like, oh, we need to meet up tomorrow. Oh, we need to meet up, almost every day, that time. And then because, I kind of being observed, but when I say like, professor, I don't have any, I only have small progress. It's okay. If you like, it's okay. If you only have like one sentence, just show it to me, So because one sentence is already one progress, I'm kind of like, see, because the power of being observed, then suddenly you become like, oh, okay. But it's not like intimidating, like you have to produce this one. No. It's not something like that one. It's kind of like just being, just being observed, just being observed. It's not like because you put some kind of intimidation as no, it's not because of that one. Just being observed, just take a look and then just check, suddenly I don't know, they usually people will become more productive. Okay. The same thing with this one. I don't know. For some people, if some of you have experience, like when competing like basketball and so on, I don't know. For me, whether winning or losing, I like my coach next to me because because the coach will usually I would like to say give nice suggestions and so on, But I don't know how you feel, but as an athlete, when you are on the stage, it's like I really like I don't like I would like to say someone keep saying like I would like say keep fighting and so on, because like it's too loud. I feel the one that the voice that I want to listen is actually my coach voice. It's not the come on, it's like something like that. I mean, I don't know, for some people they like that one, but for me it's kind of annoying, to listen like that, that spirits from friends, usually that, yeah, I know that it's kind of like they want to give their support, but for me, when you are on the stage, like the one that you would like to hear is actually the voice from the coach. It's like, oh, okay, grab this one, oh, go that one, okay, and so on, so it's just my experience, dealing with the Halter effect. Not all actually will enhance my productivity, but some is actually quite annoying for the voice. Okay, the Halter effect, they can give positive impacts too for your life. Look at this one. See, although when the workers just like the one, although you just check, it's like although you don't know what's the Excel file in here, so basically that you can still enhance the productivity of the workers, okay, and so on. Okay, so everyone, do you want to try the Halter effect except Sir John and then Anna? For others, don't you want to try? Ma'am Tina, you want to try the Halter effect in your company? So Halter effect is actually quite nice. Yes. Okay. Okay. Another one is actually the sunk cost effect. Okay. Another one is actually sunk cost effect. Is there someone who knows about sunk cost effect? Is there someone with
The
notes?
sunk cost fallacy, Dr. Yogi.
Again.
Sunk cost fallacy also in the behavior. So because I have invested so much time and effort already, it's such a waste if I will stop now.
Okay. Yes, it's actually quite close. Yeah, it's actually quite close. Do you have any experience like that? No. Yes. Yeah, I think yes. No. No. Your experience.
Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
in um stakeholder management.
Mm-hmm.
So I have invested so much time in trying to negotiate with you. So it's such a waste if I will stop now. So I will continue even if I know that this will go to nowhere and it's not working. Yeah, sometimes like that.
Ah, okay. But another one, the be careful with sunk cost effect in the investment or in the gambling. Okay, be careful with the sunk cost effect in the investment or in the gambling. This time is actually I'm talking about not just about the time, but also not just the time and effort. I would like to say the money. Okay, so look at this one. This is actually a tendency. Okay, this is a behavior tendency that you will think that you will get a better result, although it's actually like, oh, it's not there yet. I would like to say if I just put money more, I think it will be closer and closer and so on. Since you already put so much effort on that one, because of this one, you kind of like sinking, into a kind of tendency or a behavior that you would like to get something, bounce back because you already fall that deep. Look at this one. Look at this one. This is actually a very nice, I would like to say, uh, uh example. Okay, or like I would like to say illustration, an illustration that close to what is actually the sun cost effect. Look at this one. I think I left my bone here, and then you keep, the dog, keeps digging, and I think your bone is down there, but I'm so deep already, it cannot stop now. See, it's already so deep up to here, but the bone is just in here. So this is actually kind of like a I would like to say a nice illustration about the sun cause effect. Okay, the same thing with me. You know what? In the research, when I already feel like it's already deep, and it's like up to here, when it does not work, and so on, I will try to go to from another direction, or at least, I will ask someone to picture me. It will be like to give me a picture, a bigger picture. So it's like, oh, you know what, Yogi, it's not in that way. It's better for you to put this and that one. Then I get a bigger picture. Now I know, oh, okay, perhaps it's not going to this direction, but I have to go to the goes up, and so on. Okay, so this is actually like okay. Oh, another one. Someone actually, I don't want to mention the name. Someone is actually invested in the stock. Okay, in the stock, in the stock, and then the continue will go down, go down, go down, and until, you know what, it's not going to be anywhere. You know what? So what you need to do, you need to stop. You know, you need to stop. If it's like it's really not going to anywhere. But anyway, you can discuss about this one more with Dean Young, because Dean Young is an expert in the financial engineering. It's like the stock market and then behavioral stock, and so on. I mean, uh, if you, I don't know which class actually you're going to see him, but he's very expert in, uh, sunk cost fallacy, and then actually you can quantify it, into a certain mathematical model that you need to stop up to certain things. But I'm just giving you here the idea that, hey, be careful with the sunk cost effect. Okay, just like the same thing with the gambling. Is there someone who has experienced that you already lost so much money and you would like to even double, you know you double the investment, something like that one. You already lost 2,000 pesos, for example. At the beginning, it's like you're going to play, as in the beginning, it's just like 200 pesos, 200 pesos, 200 pesos, and so on. But up to a certain time, you realize that you already lost 2,000 pesos and you want your 2,000 pesos goes back to you. So what do you know what you do? You even put investment, even a bigger one, like 2,000 pesos, just, just imagining that you can get it back, your 2,000 pesos back. But what will happen? Usually you will what? You will lose another 2,000 pesos. So you will lose even more, like 4,000 pesos and so on. Is there someone who has an experience like that one? The sunk cost fallacy is there. Just because you lose, because you already been that far and you really even goes, you go even deeper. Is there someone who has experience like that? Except the stock market, is there any other? No one? No one? Are you sure everybody is kind of like, are you sure everybody not dealing with the sunk cost effect? No one? Sir John? No, not really.
No po. No.
Okay,
I
okay.
actually have not started.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. Another one that is actually quite interesting. Okay, everyone. Okay, that the same thing, in cognitive ergonomics, not just about the Hawthorne effect, not just about the sunk cost effect. Another one that is quite interesting is actually the framing. The framing effect. Framing, it can lead you to a certain behavior or a certain decision. Okay, the framing effect. Okay, now look at these two. We take this opportunity to remind you that the discounted conference fee for early registration is available until July 10th. The second one, we take this opportunity to remind you that the conference fee will include penalty for late registration after July 10th. Okay, if you put these two, although the money will be the same, you can make you make actually the let's say later on the discounted or the one with the penalty, the total one will be the same. Let's say $350. Let's say $350. If you put the discount or you put the penalty, after you calculate, it will be 350. But if you make this one into this sentence, these two, do you know what will happen? Which one people will register first, A or B? If you make it A or if you make it B, the discount or penalty, A or B, you think you can type, your answer. Which one, everyone? That will lead to like faster or like better effect. Okay, if I imagine something like this one, okay, for all of you, okay, something like this one. If you send the paper before, when will be the deadline? October 29th, okay, you will get extra 5 points. But if you, send it to me after October 29th, it's gonna be like minus 5 points. Okay. Okay.
Minus
Yes.
5.
Okay, so you think minus 5? Okay, B. Okay, Tina also B. What about other? B. Yes. Actually, the answer is correct. If you make it like that one, people will actually respond more. Do you know why? I mean, although, for example, like at the end of the day, your score is the same. It's going to be like, let's say 90, okay? Let's say 90 or 95, I mean, like, it's going to be, let's say the same, where, let's say, if I give it to you before, let's say your score is 90, but plus 5 going to be 95. But if you late, for example, 100 and then minus 5 is going to be 95. But because of the framing, but I'm not framing, right? Everyone in my real in my class, I don't do framing, diba? I'm I'm just telling you about there is an effect. We call it the framing effect. Only by looking at this one, okay? Because of what? Do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know why the B is going to be more? It has more effect. Do you know why? No one. Okay. So
Because
because of what, Sir John?
I think mostly humans responds to penalty more than the reward.
Oh yeah, very good. Perfect answer. Do you know what is that? Do you know how we call that?
What
Do you
po?
know?
Digo.
Do you know how you call the term? It's correct. It's correct. Your answer is correct. But what is the term? You don't know about that one? That's what we call prospect theory. Have you heard about that, sir? Prospect theory? No.
Prospect. No,
Okay,
not
okay.
yet.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let me explain about that one after this one. That is actually, it will lead everyone to the prospect theory. Okay, the prospect theory. So framing, you know what? Something you can use in the future. For example, okay, it's like, oh, for example, the discount will blah 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 and blah blah. But the next one, if you make it like this one, you will get penalty if you blah blah blah. Usually people will be afraid more with the term penalty rather than the term discount, because this is actually that what what we call the prospect theory. But for the mathematical equations, something like this one, you can discuss with Dean Young. Okay, he can prove this one, that actually this is happening like this one, with the curve, with the integral and so on. I mean, that's not my field. Okay, that's another world of industrial engineering. Okay, financial engineering and optimization. That is actually another word for this one. Okay, the one that I would like to share this one. Okay, everyone, look at this one. The feeling. Okay, now let me ask Sir John. Okay, Sir John, for example, suddenly someone give you 1,000 pesos. How would you feel? Plus what? From 0 to 100. Plus what? If someone give you 1,000 pesos suddenly, okay.
Yeah, I'll be glad.
Plus what? Let's say up to you. Plus 100. The feeling.
A little bit better
Okay.
than if it's plus 100.
Okay, so let's say 1,000 pesos, you got the plus the feeling of happiness is like plus 100. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
if suddenly, another one, compare another one, suddenly, it's not suddenly, what? It's not, you walk, you go to the you go to the 7-Eleven, you just walk and you lose 1,000 pesos without any, it's not gambling. How would you feel? Minus what?
It will spoil. Yeah, more than that. Actually, the
Yeah,
factor
right.
of losing is
It's
more
going to be
than
like minus 300 or minus 400. The money is the same.
it.
You know what? Yeah, the money is the same. But you know what? The feeling, the feeling that from you get 1,000 and the feeling you lose 1,000. The feeling of losing 1,000 is kind of like this one.
Even by losing coins, sometimes
Yeah,
you'll feel
sometimes you will feel so sad, right? Only
Yeah,
just lose
correct.
like, for example, 20 pesos. Oh my god, that 20 pesos, you can get. Yeah, it's actually like it can have a negative effect. For example, you got 100 pesos. It's just plus 10. You lose 20 pesos. When you would like to buy what can you get with 20 pesos? Oh, taho. For example, taho in front of Mapua is around 20 to 30 pesos. Okay, you lose it. Suddenly like you feel like, oh my god, it's gonna be minus 100 or minus 200. Okay, so this is actually that the feeling of the this is the weird, it's not weird, I would like to say the subjective feeling when someone is actually winning or losing something. Okay, so when you get a discount, you will get, oh, okay, I got a discount, I feel happy, but if you're like, oh, I got penalty, like although later on the money, let's say the same, what the value is going to be the same, but the feeling value, the subjective value, okay, it's going to be very different. It's going to be like something like this one, this curve. This is actually what we call the prospect theory. Okay, prospect theory. Prospect theory is actually by I forget which one, Professor Kahneman or Tversky, or two of them. Okay, this is the Nobel Prize. You know what, everyone? This has got a Nobel Prize. Professor prospect theory is actually, but I think both of them already passed away, I think. But yeah, this is actually quite big in the uh, psychology. Okay. Okay. For example, this one, see, registration and payment, blah, blah, US dollar, US dollar, US dollar, early bird, always people will put this one. Do you know why? Do you know why? Well, people will look at this one, early bird for presenter only, Why people put this one? Because, you know what? They know about that, what we call this one. If you don't get that one, you will feel like, okay, I pay even more. You will get the, you will get the feeling of losing. That's why people will like, oh, okay, then I don't want to lose that chance. Do you know what will happen? People will register earlier. Okay, so that's how people use the framing and the prospect theory. You can use it in your real life, perhaps. For example, if you know what, if you don't send your resume like before December 15, or if you don't finish this job before December 15, you will get the penalty, let's say 1,000 pesos, but if you finish these things before that one, you will get 1,000 pesos. Okay, but because you lose, you're afraid with the feeling of losing 1,000 pesos, like that's why you will have okay, I have to work even better, and so on. Okay, everyone, that's clear. Okay. Oh, this is another one. This is what we call CHAID, but this is actually the accident analysis. Okay, this is just another idea that I would like to mention to everyone. That but this is actually accident analysis. Okay, in accident analysis, you can make some kind of a flow. A flow, something like this one. This is actually a flow. How around, I forget, around 300 people, how they die because of the electrocution. Okay, so 96 plus 55 plus 99. Okay, so perhaps around 300, 200 or 300 something. Okay, so this study actually analyzed how people die because of the electrocution. So you know what, the beauty of this one is actually we can make some kind of like from qualitative into quantitative. Okay, so Tina, what you've done in the class before is actually like you can develop further into like this one. But anyway, it's fine. I mean, for this class, you just need to do exactly the same thing, exactly with the same, I would like to say, approach, with what you've done in the previous class with the accident analysis. Just do something like that one, but do with the other data. I mean, different data set. The same approach is okay, but this one is actually like you can make a flow of how the accident actually kind of happened. Okay, so look at that one, power line, energized equipment. This is actually the source of the electrical source, and the type of the contact can be from direct, can be through boom vehicle, or like through indirect, for example, conductive materials. Okay, and that's why this is the source of injury and so on. This is actually the cause of the accident. So basically that for each accident analysis, you can make it into a flow, something like this one. But the problem for this one, everyone, you need to have a detail of the accident, the paragraph. Usually one case, is like one paragraph with a long description, the wrong description of how actually the accident can happen. Okay, but that's kind of the problem in the Philippines, that they usually, when a company has the accident data, do you know what they do? Do you know what they do if you have the accident data? Although it is just a occupational injury, do you know what they do? They try to hide it. Okay, the companies tries to hide it instead of like, instead of interviewing what will happen, or instead of like, I would like to say, putting the description in a clear description, what happened, with the person, how the person get the injury. Okay, the event description is actually not really clear. Usually people just like someone fall, that's all. Like That's all. But you know, you in order to create something like this one, you really need to have, for example, the detailed investigation. Okay, the detailed investigation. I can have some examples, but I will not. I will show you not in the recording, okay, because it's very confidential. But I would like to share it to you after this one. Okay, so we can do something like this one. Okay. Okay, so that is you know, the what we call the CHAID. You can make some kind of a flow of a certain accident. But anyway, anyone, let me show it to you one example of something that I've done. But I think I've seen, you know, I already showed this one to all of you, right? The fraud. Did I explain this one to you in the class before? Have you seen this one before, everyone? Someone or
Not
like
yet.
not yet? Okay, okay. This one is actually some kind of a flow of the fraud intimidation. Do you know what kind of the fraud intimidation? The fraud intimidation is something like this one. I call you and I will say, your son actually has a car accident and you need to send the money right now because I'm in the hospital. Come on, quick, 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 you know, and so on. You know, your son is in the hospital and so on. I don't have money and so on. And then like the person got panic and transfer the money and suddenly realize that it's just a fraud. That is what we call intimidation fraud. Okay, or something like this one. You call the person and you say like, oh, I kidnapped your daughter. If you don't send me money, I'll kill her. Something like that. Okay. Everyone, you got it, right? So from intimidation fraud, this is actually like how they, you know, I analyzed 88 cases. And from those 88 cases, you know, it's always with what? Usually, it's always with a call. It's always with a call. See, in here it's like call and meet up. Call and meet up. This is just the message first. After the message, you know what? Do you know what will happen? People will call. For example, I will send you a message. For example, your son is in blah, blah, blah. And usually the person will what? The person will call, right? Is it true? Something like that one. Is it true? If it yes, you know, something like that. But this one is just, you know, directly call from the fraudster. Okay. But in here, look at what is the scary one. This is the source of personal information. You know what? From those 80 cases, 71 is actually unknown. So what will be, do you know when it is unknown, it is scary, you know what? Because of what? Because the CHAID, the flow, like this one, cannot answer how people get your personal information. Isn't it scary? That is very scary, everyone, you know? If I cannot make it like a flow like this one, it's going to be something very scary, okay? And two, actually from the social media or the public website, okay? So be careful when you show your phone number in the Facebook, okay? Or in the anywhere, okay? But for me, since I'm just a regular person, you know, usually like you will get less, you know, some kind of this one. But of course, for example, I already explained about the CHAID to my parents, so they kind of laugh when there is a, you know what, the unknown number calling them, and then like you know, giving some kind of like promotion. It's like blah 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 blah. Oh, it is something like this, something like that. But the thing that actually for me quite scary, how they know my father's phone number, and they know about that my father is using my, you know, account, blah blah blah. So I was kind of like, wow, this person is kind of scary, you know what? I just have to be very, very careful. Then the person is must be very close, you know, like to us, because like you know, how come they know that one? That's quite scary. But of course, you know, since I already explained this one, you know what? It's not impossible. I was like, say it's very difficult for them to trick us. Okay, and then most of the time, it's actually transferred by the victim. Okay, the victim, you know, transfer, you know, the money. Very few is actually by the cash. Very few is actually by the cash. Most of the time, it's actually transferred by the victim. Okay, so fraud, you know, you can analyze fraud just like accident, something like this one. I know analyzing accident, it takes big heart for you to read, for example, like to read like the fatal fall. You will read the event descriptions, for example, like the head split with the body, and so on. I mean, when you read it, you kind of like, oh my gosh, that's a human, it's not an animal. Okay, but if you read something like with the fraud, something like this one, okay, it's still, I would like to say, more friendly to read, the case, but still it is an accident, and that's why if it's accident, you can make a flow, something like this one. Okay, so that is what we call CHAID. Okay, so let me stop.